Hey, my dear class 11, class 12 buddies and NEET 2026 aspirants. Don't scroll and don't swipe away. This video is only for you because I'm just using pen and paper, not stylish stylus and digital boards. In my free time, I understood being as a botany faculty, a majority of the students are left behind because you're striving hard with the plant physiology. So now I'm just going to make this C3 pathway so easy. By end of the video session, you're definitely fall in love with my concept. So let's start. C3 cycle is also called as Calvin cycle. Yes, C3 cycle is also called as Calvin cycle. Why it is called as Calvin cycle? My dear bache, please tell me. I'm going to include all the MCQs. Why to worry? Calvin cycle, because this was first to be explained by Melvin Calvin by taking the experimental material called chlorella and syndesmus. Once again, please repeat, what is the experiment? What are the experimental material of this Melvin Calvin? One, chlorella. Another one is syndesmus. Syndesmus. Your Sucharita S will be like this. Syndesmus. Another one, he has taken the radioactive isotope. Your question next, madam. He has taken the radioactive isotope for the water or carbon dioxide. Your answer should be he has taken the radioactive isotope that is for carbon, C14. What he has taken? C14. Yes, I'll just explain in a very easy way. Next, let's say for the chlorella, what he did is, for the chlorella, he has provided the carbon dioxide, which is radioactive isotope. Listen carefully. He has provided the chlorella with, what he has given, he has provided the chlorella with carbon dioxide, and where the carbon is going to be C14 because it is radioactive isotope. Yes. So now, by utilizing the carbon dioxide, the chlorella and syndesmus has performed the photosynthetic action. Yes, they have performed photosynthetic action. What he observed, he has just tracked the pathway of the C3 cycle. What he observed is, yes, he has observed the first stable intermediate compound which is formed during this Calvin cycle is C3 compound. It's not C6 compound, it is C3 compound, which is a stable compound, stable intermediate compound. Let's say this is 3 carbon compound. Yes, this is 3 carbon compound. And might be next question, madam, what is the C3 carbon compound name? Hey, bache, I know that you will answer that 3 pagal, 3 idiots, 3 phosphoglyceraldehyde. No, bache, this is not 3 pagal, it's not 3 idiots. This is just 3 phosphoglyceric acid. Bache, it's not pagal. This is 3 phosphoglyceric acid. Yes, 3 phosphoglyceric acid is a first stable compound formed during this Calvin cycle. That's why people are calling this pathway as C3 pathway, C3 cycle, isn't it? So which means this is 3 carbon compound where at the third position the phosphate is present. That's why we are just calling it as 3PGA. It doesn't mean 3 phosphates are present for this 3 carbon compound. Let's say, is this okay? Just let me revise it. C3 cycle was first to be explained by Melvin Calvin, and their experimental materials are chlorella and syndesmus. And he has taken the heavy isotope. No, he has taken the radioactive isotope to label the carbon as a C14. Right? And chlorella is provided with a radioactive carbon, and they have performed the photosynthetic action. The first intermediate compound which is formed during the C3 cycle is not C4 carbon compound, it is C3 carbon compound. Bache, are you understanding? I know, my dear sweet NEET 2026 aspirants and my dear little C3. Why C3? Class 11 and class 12 bache. So now I'm just going to make this very clear. Try to understand. Another point, this is only for you. It's only for you. Those who are watching our video. Yes, this is only for you. Next point is, I'll tell you, bache, I'll tell you. When people are talking about the dark reaction, you should understand the dark reactions are nothing but carbon dioxide fixation. Yes, carbon dioxide fixation. Yes, where the inorganic carbon dioxide is going to be fixed on reduction for the synthesis of glucose. Bache, are you understanding? Yes, I know that you are understanding. Yes, you know that you are understanding well. So the dark reaction is nothing but carbon dioxide fixation for the synthesis of glucose. That's why, bache, people are calling this dark reaction as biosynthetic phase, because from the inorganic carbon there is synthesis of organic carbon. Hence, we are just calling the dark reactions as biosynthetic phase. So, and these dark reaction require a lot of enzymes to participate. Yes, a lot of enzymes are requiring. That's why people are also calling this dark reaction as enzymatic reaction. Enzymatic reaction. Bache, can you just see the enzymatic reactions are nothing but dark reactions, and dark reactions are nothing but biosynthetic phase. You know one thing? Ask your mentor whether he or she told you this. So now, just based upon this step, all the plants in the universe are just differentiated as C3 plants. I'm not talking about a pathway, bache. I'm talking about plants. C4 plants, yes, and camp plants. Just based upon the dark reaction, all these plants on the universe were just differentiated as C3 plants, C4 plants, camp plants. Bache, it's not about the pathway. Yes, I know that you are going to understand so easy. The C3 plants are going to perform C3 pathway. Yes, C4 plants are also going to perform C3 pathway. Camp plants are also going to perform C3 pathway, which means the C3 path is going to be common for all the photosynthetic higher plants, be it C3 plants, be it C4 plants, be it camp plants. That's why people are calling this C3 pathway as, bache, what is this? MCQ, universal photosynthetic pathway is dash. Your answer should be C3 pathway, because irrespective to different categories of the plants like C3 plants, C4 plants, camp plants, C3 pathway is going to be very common. So C3 plants perform C3 pathway, only C3 pathway. But the C4 plants are going to perform both the C3 pathway and also, yes, C3 pathway, and also it's going to perform C4 pathway. And camp plants, it's going to perform C3 pathway. Along with that, it is going to perform camp pathway. Ask your mentor whether they have mentioned this or not, my dear bache. Now, another point, the C3 pathway in the C3 pathway in the C3 plants is going to takes place in mesophilic cells. Yes, mesophilic cells. This dark reaction is going to take place, carbon dioxide fixation. But you know one thing, C4 plants is going to perform C4 pathway in mesophilic cells and C3 pathway in bundle sheath cells. Bache, I understood that you are feeling so confident. But the camp plants are going to perform C3 pathway, camp pathway in mesophilic cell, same compartment. Did you understand? Yes, bache, this is very easy. The only thing is just a lot of patience while studying. So let's say C3 pathway is going to take place in the mesophilic cells in C3 plants. C4 plants perform C4 pathway in mesophilic cells, but the C3 pathway is going to take place in the bundle sheath cells. Right. Camp plants are going to perform C3 pathway and CAM pathway in same compartment, that is nothing but mesophilic cell. Very important MCQ. You will just thank me now. Let's say, among all these three plants, who is going to perform single carboxylation? Single carboxylation. Single carboxylation is going to take place in C3 plants. Can you see, bache? 2-time carbon dioxide fixation is taking place in the C4 plants. Ma'am, how to remember this? I am there for you. One carbon dioxide fixation in the mesophilic cell, the other carbon dioxide fixation, bache, in the bundle sheath cell, bache. That's why let's say double carboxylation here also. Double carboxylation is going to takes place in the same compartment, bache. The same compartment is mesophilic cell. Here double carboxylation is going to take place in different compartment. One in the mesophilic cell, the other carbon dioxide fixation in the bundle sheath cells. Now, my dear bache, we are just going to pick purely about the C3 pathway in the C3 plants. C3 pathway in the C3 plants. So now you need to understand, I'm just going to make your NEET journey so easy. By end of this video session, if this video is going to be helpful, bache, don't ignore. You need to hit like and subscribe our channel. The very important MCQ for the NEET is, yes, we are studying about the C3 plants. Now, NEET people are asking you. The NEET aspirants, class 11, class 12 buddies. The NEET people are asking you. NTA people are asking you. The C3 plants example. 1. Rice. Believe me, rice, wheat, tomato. Yes, tomato. Another one is bell pepper. Bache, this are very important examples. If any example comes out of this, just call me, bacha. I'm just going to interact with you personally. Yes, rice, wheat, tomato, bell pepper, they are the examples of the C3 plants. So, bache, and the very important thing here you need to understand is C3 plants, they are very primitive plants. You need to understand these facts. Ask your mentor. Primitive plants. These are the very primitive plants. Yes, very primitive plants. They are very primitive. They cannot tolerate, yes, they cannot tolerate high temperature. Yes, bacha, they cannot tolerate high temperature. They cannot tolerate high intensity of the light. They are very primitive. They cannot tolerate high temperature. They cannot tolerate high intensity of light. They are very primitive plants. Yes. Now let's say the very important carbon dioxide. I'll just tell you, bache. I told you that C3, C4 CAMP pathway is all about carbon dioxide fixation, dark reaction, where the CO2 has to be converted into the organic carbon, nothing but glucose. For this conversion, you are requiring a carbon dioxide enzyme, fixation enzyme, and the very important carboxylase enzyme is nothing but Rubisco. Bache, Rubisco is considered to be as most abundant plant protein on the biosphere. Yes, very, very important. Another point, this Rubisco, yes, Rubisco is a thermolabile, just like your, backstabbing friends. It's a thermolabile enzyme because it can act like both carboxylase. Yes, it can also act like oxygenase. My dear students, it has a dual role. Just due to the fluctuations in the temperature, they will act like black sheep. They can act like carboxylase. They can also act like a oxygenase. You tell me, bache, the carboxylase enzymes are the one which are involved in carboxylation, isn't it or not? Yes. But the oxygenase enzyme is going to involved in Oxidation. The carboxylation, here I'm just going to call it as C3 pathway. That oxidation, respiration, not that respiration, not cellular respiration, but this is going to be the failure of the C3 pathway in the high temperature. I'll teach you, don't worry. The oxidation is also called as photorespiration. I think you are understanding now. I will call this one as photorespiration. When C3 pathway fails, it is going to perform photorespiration. Just because Rubisco is a black sheep, but abundant plant enzyme on the biosphere. Let's say the Rubisco is a thermolabile enzyme. It can act like both carboxylase and also oxygenase. When it acts like a carboxylase, it is involved in carboxylation. When it acts like oxygenase, it is going to involved in oxidation. The carboxylation, here we are just going to say this one as C3 pathway. The oxidation which is involved when the C3 pathway is going to fail is nothing but photorespiration. I'm just going to teach you the very important NEET concept about the Rubisco. Yes, the Rubisco is going to show the dual mode. One, it can act like a carboxylase. The other one, it can act like a oxygenase. When carbon dioxide and oxygen concentrations are equal, or the carbon dioxide concentration is high, right, compared to the oxygen, in both the cases, the Rubisco is going to perform C3 pathway. I hope this is very clear. I know that you're thanking me inside. You know one thing? So in this case, the carbon dioxide concentration is less, which means the oxygen concentration is more. Let's say simply the carbon dioxide concentration is lesser than the oxygen. Only in this case, this is going to show the photorespiration, and the photorespiration in the coming concept I'll teach you is nothing but C2 pathway. I know, bache, I know that you're just thanking me inside. In the upcoming session, I'm just going to teach you a beautiful C3 pathway where the carboxylation, reduction, regeneration is going to take place. If you find this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe our channel, because my intention is all about to bring the revolution on the plant physiology. See, I'm not using any digital thing. I'm just sitting on the floor. I'm just using pen and paper with all my love. I'm just going to teach you all these concepts. By March, I'm just going to complete all this very important concepts. So you'll never regret for wasting your time watching this NEET Botany Sucharita channel. So please, once again, I'm asking, please support the mission and share with your friends. Say that ma'am will call us bache. She will pamper you a lot, and also simultaneously she'll teach whatever confusions in your mind. So subscribe to our channel. I'm just going to sign off. With all my love, Sucharita.